This went way out of proportion. I love it.
Okay, that's supposed to. I mean, that's I guess is supposed to be the truth. I don't know, man. Listen, I am a fan. I am a huge proponent of not asking questions that you don't want to know the answer to. I can live in blissful ignorance of the answer to that question. I don't need to know it. You know what I'm saying? Because suppose you wait to ask that question, right? And you are 8 months into a relationship with somebody that you've fallen completely in love with, right? And that somehow, for some ridiculous reason, you suddenly decide that now you want to know the answer to that question, and they tell you some absolutely astronomical number. Like I've slept with like 86 guys. You know what I mean? At that point, you're like, ugh. Just not knowing.
All right, so I'm 87.
Not knowing is
now
on
servicing
that, on that
87.
sort of shit.
Would it bother you
What?
if it? Would it bother you if, well, obviously you're married and stuff like that, but you know what I mean? You're dating a girl, just hypothetically.
Well, I know
and then she
her
says that,
number's
you know
gonna be
what,
more
you're
than
my
mine.
51st guy, or would that bother you?
I don't know. Love is a fucking.
A fickle thing.
It
It's
is.
a fickle thing, absolutely.
If you just, you know what? Did
We all
you
have
take a
pasts.
shower after you had sex with all these
Right,
guys?
right.
Because
Yeah.
that kind of. I mean, that's just the way my.
We all have pasts, that we are either proud of the things that we did or not proud of the things that we did, and it's it's one of those deals where you're not supposed to, like you were saying earlier, you try not to be judgmental, but at the same time you do still judge the person based upon the person who they are today, not who they were,
Like I'd say, how
weeks
long
or
have you been a
mo-
whore?
months,
That's
months,
what I'd say. How
years,
long have you been
years
a
before
whore?
you met. Well, yeah, I mean,
Did you get paid for some of those?
I mean, holy hell! I mean, if that.
I've been asked that question, right?
That you-
and
if you're a man whore?
Well, what my number is,
Yeah.
right? I've been asked that, and I have not asked the question back. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't want
That's
to know.
traumati-
I don't want to
traumatizing.
know. I just don't. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter.
Because you're hoping for a low number, and then it's one of them double
Yeah,
figure
you want to hear.
thingies.
You want to hear two. You know what I mean? It's a completely unrealistic two because.
Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to find
No,
anybody going two.
No.
Maybe
You-
200.
You want to believe that they just hatched out of a little egg. You know what I mean? And like
maybe
they didn't.
like 20 years ago when they were like,
Even 20 years ago, there's no way you're going to get two. You know what I mean?
well, yeah, if they were like 17. 18.
Oh yeah, right.
Well, no.
You
but what
might get that.
Maybe.
No, but I guess what he's trying to say is, every decade was different. I mean, don't forget
Right.
the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole sexual revolution and stuff.
Right.
And then the
They were
70s,
having multiple orgies,
disco
so
started
that was
happening,
like
and then all
five
of a
right
sudden, the whole porn rage came out, and HIV was developed, or not
That was only
necessarily
if you were
developed,
gay.
but well, that was the whole taboo at that time. But
If you suppose you're on a first date with somebody, right, and you ask that question, and they say to you, "Well, my ex and I used to be swingers," right? And I didn't really like it. My ex was into it, and in order to, to keep the relationship going, I decided to do that. And then as a consequence, that number comes up, and it's huge. You know what I mean? What do you do? What do you say? You know what I mean? Like it's. To me, again, blissful ignorance, man. I just
No,
I don't
but
ask questions that I don't want to know.
I don't know.
the answer
I
to.
think it's kind of good because you don't know how your relationship could develop in a different way,
Right.
And it could be more kinky or exotic, whatever you want to call it.
I understand the
You know what I mean?
wanting to ask the question early on, but the truth is, whatever answer you get still doesn't tell you a decent enough picture of the person
Sure.
that they are. You
I
know what I
agree.
mean?
So you find out that she's slept with 86 guys or
Right.
whatever. Is it okay to say, can you go get a test before we sleep together?
well, see, that's why you don't ask that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And
like-
you wrap it anyway,
Well,
responsibly.
well, here's the other. Okay, if you don't, maybe you don't want to know the number. Maybe that's a good valid question. When was the last time you were tested?
Yeah, on a first date, that's shit you're gonna ask. So,
Well,
so what's your
maybe not. Okay,
yeah.
maybe not on the first.
So what do you do
So
for
are
a
you
living?
carrying any,
Yeah, have you ever had an STD test?
You can't
Like-
tell me. You cannot tell me that sex will not come. Sex will come up on a first date no matter what.
Well, I don't know how many fucking first dates you've been on, pal, but I've been on quite a few myself, and I cannot recall a single first date where sex was that. Maybe. Let me think about this a little bit more.
Let's
Yeah.
see, number 102. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
right. Yeah. I don't,
Speaking of numbers, I'm just kidding. I'm
I
making
guess.
shit up.
Okay, so if sex does come up on the first date, depending on the context of the conversation, it may not be entirely inappropriate to
Correct.
say something like whatever.
But what if she's dressed all whorish like and just advertising the whole fucking package?
But you know what? In this day and age, nothing. You really what do you describe as whorish?
Well, okay, so let's assume that she is, right? From your perspective, you're saying she's all whorish. The thing that I would take away from that is she did that for me. For this first date, you know what I'm saying? Like she dressed that way.
It's a compliment to you.
Exactly. You know what I
she
mean?
likes
Yeah,
you.
but all fucking 80 guys in the bar are going, wow.
But the
Fuck-
thing is she's
fuck
with
all
him.
of them.
Yeah.
Fuck all
but
of them.
she's with
That's
you.
my attitude, exactly.
Yeah, but you're not going to turn around and go, what are you looking at, buddy? I know her tits are hanging out, but
No.
what the fuck?
No.
Yeah, but some of these women dress like that, like it's normal, like it's no big deal. You see,
McGarvey's.
well, not necessarily McGarvey's,
No,
but
no,
you know,
I got a story about McGarvey's. There was
you'll
a
find
chick
that at
there.
Whiskey's as well. The girls just
Oh, yeah.
dressed up
Yeah.
very scantily
Any
and go,
bar, man.
"This is how I normally wear."
Yeah,
I'm like,
any
all right,
bar.
great.
When you're going out clubbing, that's.
But if your tits are hanging out, I'm going to fucking look at them, man. And don't look at me like I'm some type of creeper.
Okay, now, okay.
You are advertising
So,
those.
but at the same time, you were just saying that if you're on a date with a girl and she's dressed like that, your impulse would be to look at other guys and be like, "The fuck you looking at?" You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying I do that.
Right.
I'm just saying
Well,
that.
okay.
I'm just saying that
Right.
guys are going to look.
Of course they are.
Well, no, you're playing both sides. in other words.
Right.
We're seeing you play both sides.
I mean, this is what I'm saying. So, when I go out and, with Shay and whatever, like, she always dresses really well. You know what I mean? Not in any way slutty or whorish or anything like that. But she's got a lot of clothes that are very fashionable. And she always looks phenomenal. Do I, at every guy that walks, by or that checks her out, want to go up and be like, "Hey, dickhead," you know what I mean? Sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's a compliment. To me, it's a compliment. The guy's looking at her like that because she's stunning and she's with me. So again,
I'm sorry
I take
I do
it as a
that.
compliment.
I mean,
No, it's all right.
I
You
love
you were the only person I was thinking about right now.
I love it. She's DJing. I'm like, at the bar, maybe grabbing a beer, or I'm like off the clock. And I see some guy, hitting on her, and I'm like, yeah, look at that.
Right.
Look
Isn't
at
that cute?
That's
I'll
shit
stop doing that
going
too.
on.
Sorry, man. I have a sickness.
Honestly, what goes through my head is shit like, and honestly, this is no word of a lie. The shit that runs through my head when I see this stuff, I think to myself, "Oh, look at that cute little puppy! Look at that cute little puppy checking out my girlfriend! Oh, he thinks he has a chance. That cute little guy. Look at him! Look at that little guy over there. That's the shit that actually, I shit you not. That's the stuff that goes through my head.
When you enter the passer and you get denied, you know what I'm talking about.
Right, exactly. It's hard to get angry at the guy when you literally demeaning them in your mind. You know what I mean? Like,
We were DJing one night, and this girl was hitting on Bernie, and I'm laughing. I'm sitting there laughing, and one of the girls that we're friends with comes over and goes, "Doesn't that bother you?" And I was like, "She can have them. She'll be giving them back."
nice.
I'd like to return this,
Ouch.
please.
Ouch.
It's only been 5 minutes.
Burn.
All right, I'll remember that. I will remember that. Wait, Valerie just posted something, and she goes, "I should have gone with him. LOL. Damn for being a lady." Oh, all right. Thanks, Valerie.
Yeah, well, you probably would have discovered that wasn't entirely accurate.
Maybe it was 9.5 centimeters, probably not
Yeah,
inches.
really.
But anyway, we'll have the discussion a little bit later. When we come back, we're going to do Ladies' Room. Erin's ready with her
Excellent.
Ladies' Room segment. We got some more
Your
topics.
laptop's working today? It's scrolling properly?
Yeah, I typed
It's
it up.
rolling.
Nice.
I
And then-
typed it up.
Good job.
And then we have a special NBC News 2-minute report that's going to trigger the driggers.
Oh,
Excellent.
yes.
I think that's going to
Get
be
ready
awesome.
for this one.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be great. All right, so more stuff coming up here. Sense New Hampshire. We'll be back.
If you're looking for some live music and a little fun, then Perfect Entertainment, Nashua's best for DJs and karaoke selection, is your answer. Hailed by the Nashua Telegraph, they do it all from birthday parties to weddings to corporate events. Perfect Entertainment will provide entertainment your family and friends will remember for a lifetime. For more information, visit the Perfect Entertainment page on Facebook. You You could also contact them at 247-6470. That's 247-6470.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese.
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius. Real Men of Genius. Today we salute you, Mr. Boombox carrying roller skater. Mr. Boombox carrying roller skater. Shunning the conveniences of modern inline skates, you prove that real men do it on 8 pink polypropylene wheels. A pretty pink wheel. The crouched one-leg extension, the squat and spin, every move as tight as your shorts. A giddy-up cowboy. Yes, your station is tuned to all disco all the time. And bravely, so is your haircut. Very fancy. So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, Mr. Boombox carrying roller skater, and know that we fully support real artistic expression. But enough about that. Let's roller skate. Mr. Boombox carrying roller skater. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, Houston, Texas. Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius. Real Men of Genius. Today we salute you, Mr. Camouflage Suit Maker. Mr. Camouflage Suit Maker. Your amazing skills of deception can trick a deer into thinking we're just a tree out for a walk, or a shrub having a cup of coffee. Shrub having coffee. Tirelessly you perfect your artistry. The squiggly black line, the blob, the slightly larger blob, all in spectacular shades of green. Green, green, and green. Thanks to you, we look fabulous in or out of the forest, with a suit that can be easily accessorized with face paint and a few twigs. Dressed to kill. So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, Mr. Camouflage Suit Maker, because when it comes to blending in, you really stand out. Mr. Camouflage Suit Maker. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, so I'm going to tell all our listeners right now. So we pretty basically are still developing a PDS commercial, just because they're hiring and we're developing some new things and everything. So this is kind of like the edited, unedited version of what we recorded the other night. And I think it would be hilarious. So you might see you might hear some things that doesn't sound right, but the meat of the commercial is there. Hopefully, we hope you guys like this unedited version. Here you go.
This is Philip Palker from Precision Delivery Solutions. I'm the president and owner of the corporation. We are a truckload carrier regionally based in the Northeast, currently looking for qualified CDL drivers with top pay and benefits for this area. We urge you to give us a call at 1-800-639-3095, extension 1020. That is 1-800-639, extension 1020. We look forward to hearing from you folks. We are the future of transportation.
So as you heard, he screwed up on that 800 number. So let me get to that point where he says that number again. So you guys know, if you wanna apply, this is the phone number. We'll do it again. Here we go.
I urge you to give us a call at 1-800-639-3095, extension 1020.
There you go. That's the phone number there. So all right, and let's get into this. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Common Sense New Hampshire. Craig Driggers, Mad Mike, this is Bernie D. and the voice of Common Sense New Hampshire,